The man lay motionless on the beach, his body half buried in the sand. It had been a full 24 hours since he fell off the cliff. Words scratched into the sand spelled out a desperate SOS, but no one ever came to this deserted shore. Then, a surfboard drifted in from the waves. For the first time, hope flickered in his eyes. He clenched his teeth and dragged himself toward it, each inch of movement agony. Just as his fingers brushed the edge, a violent wave crashed into him, his head slammed against the rock, and everything went black again. When he came to, the sea had carried him far from shore. He thrashed against the current, barely keeping his head above water. Spotting a jagged reef nearby, he hooked his backpack strap around it, stopping himself from being pulled into the deep. At that moment, a helicopter flew overhead. He tried to shout, but seawater filled his mouth. All he could do was watch it fade into the distance. Hours passed. The storm calmed, and his trembling hands still clung to the rock. A flock of seagulls swooped down, pecking at his open wounds. The pain jolted him awake. It had now been 36 hours since the fall. He hadn't had a single drop of water. His lips were cracked, his throat raw. If he didn't rehydrate soon, he would pass out for good. Then he spotted an empty soda can lying nearby. With trembling hands, he reached for it, only to find it filled with salt water. Hopeless, he collapsed face down in the sand. When he opened his eyes again, night had fallen. His legs were purple from the cold. If he stayed like this much longer, he'd lose them even if he survived. He began searching the beach, and found a roll of tin foil and a stick. He tucked them carefully into his bag. Time crawled by. His thirst became unbearable. He dug a small hole in the ground, lined it with foil, and tried to collect his urine for moisture. But his organs were failing. What came out was blood. He couldn't bring himself to drink it. The night grew colder. He wrapped himself in whatever he could find, still shivering uncontrollably. Lightning flashed across the sky. Thunder rolled. He thought rain was coming. Quickly, he grabbed the can and foil, ready to catch every drop. But the thunderstorm teased him. There was thunder, no rain. Only a few lonely drops fell before the clouds cleared. Not enough to wet his lips, so he licked the dew off the foil instead, barely quenching his thirst. At least the water problem was solved for now, but hunger soon followed. At sunrise, he leaned against a rock, gripping the stick tightly, waiting for prey to come close. When a seagull stepped near, he swung with all his might, and missed. Not even a feather left behind. He cursed the heavens in despair. Then suddenly, from somewhere nearby, a phone started ringing.